BC's Safe Restart Plan will be guided by safely reopening businesses, resuming activities, and returning to normal life over 4 steps. Now, we won't be doing this all at once. We will be doing it slowly based on where the science takes us, ensuring all the while that we put safety first. And we do this by monitoring infections in the community, by making sure that we keep hospitalizations down, and we make sure that our ICUs are not at capacity. And the way we do that is by making sure that our vaccination rates continue to go up. The circuit breaker restrictions that we put in place 6 weeks ago have accomplished what they set out to do. We've seen these restrictions reduce transmission rates and give our vaccine rollout time to take effect. And the vaccination rollout is what got us to this point in the first place. And if we continue to see vaccinations go up, we'll be able to move to the next stages of the restart faster. But as we move to phase 1 of the official plan, we need to make sure that we have metrics in place so the public understands where we are and where we want to go. Obviously, vaccination rates will be a key part of that, but so will transmission, case counts, as well as hospitalizations. And it's not just about the dates, it's also about the data. The restart plan focuses, of course, on today as step 1, and then subsequent steps as we go through the summer. That will all be guided by case counts, by vaccination rates, by hospitalizations. And Dr. Henry will go into more detail on that in a few moments. But starting today, British Columbia will reopen with a series of 4 steps. And it starts by lifting the circuit breaker restrictions that have been in place for some 6 weeks now. And what does that mean for British Columbians? It means you'll be able to enjoy a meal in a restaurant with some friends. It means you'll be able to have more guests over to your home or have a barbecue tonight in your backyard. It means that travel within your regions will be okay, but we want to stay in those 3 key regions, the island, the rest of British Columbia, and the lower mainland. The observations to stay local have been lifted, but the restrictions on travel have not. We want people to continue to use their common sense, not just in terms of where you travel and how you act, but also being guided by what your impact could be on not just yourself and your family, but others in the community. Businesses today will start with their COVID safety plans in place to operate safely. From the beginning, Dr. Henry, Minister Dix, and I have been making sure that we advise businesses on how best to stay open, not on how we can shut them down. That's got British Columbia through the past 15 months, and it will get us through the next number of months as we go into the summer. The next step of the plan will begin in mid-June, and when we reach that point, recreational travel across the province will be allowed. We'll be able to go out and see a movie or enjoy a sporting event indoors or fitness classes as well. As vaccination coverage continues to go up, we'll be able to have outdoor weddings of up to 50 people. Graduation ceremonies may be possible for those graduating later in the summer. And as more people realize their first and second doses, we'll be able to look at moving to steps 3 and step 4. And we're targeting all of that for step 3 for early July, and step 4 for later in the summer. And of course, at that time, we will be able to hold large indoor and outdoor gatherings. We'll be returning to what will be close to normal based on where we've been for the past 15 months. And as we go to turning the fight towards COVID-19, it'll mean that nightclubs can reopen, casinos will reopen, and there will be new public health guidance around masks and physical distancing. Again, Dr. Henry will lay that out as the data provides over the next number of weeks. Businesses will also receive new guidelines on how they can safely operate when we move into step 3. Minister Callon will be talking about that in some detail this morning as well. We talked to his business advisory group, dozens and dozens of business operators, and we laid out this roadmap for them as well. Step 4, of course, is further down the road, and we'll leave that for another day. Today, we want to focus on steps 1 and step 2, and it's an exciting day for all of us. We have made extraordinary sacrifices as a province and as a people over the past 15 months, and nobody is more excited than the 4 of us to be moving into this reopening plan in a careful and thoughtful way, being mindful of the data, being mindful of the sacrifices so many have made to get us here. We don't want to lurch forward only to have to lurch back. Again, Dr. Henry will be talking about some of the details that give us confidence in the plan that we've laid out for you today. For people who want to return to their place of worship, but they can see that just around the corner. For people who want to see family members they haven't seen for a while, that too is just weeks away. It's good news for young people looking to get a job this summer to pay for post-secondary education or that travel year that you've wanted to take for the past 15 months. International travel will have to wait for federal direction on travel restrictions, and I look forward to those discussions with my colleagues at the Premier's table as well as with the Prime Minister. But through this all, we've had healthcare providers going to work every single day to keep us safe and to keep us well. They have made enormous sacrifices, and for that, we are in their gratitude. If we move through these steps in a thoughtful way, following the data, making sure the science directs us, I think we can get to a better place faster. But I want to reassure everyone that there is still a lot of anxiety in the community around COVID-19, and that's appropriate. This is a disease that's taken over 1,600 lives and has disrupted all of us for 15 months. And it won't disappear tomorrow. Dr. Henry will give us the details on how we will manage COVID going forward. But this restart plan, I believe, is appropriate for where we are as a province, and it's appropriate for where we are in terms of our battle with COVID-19. For the past 15 months, we've been asking you to make sacrifices. We're going to continue to ask you to make sacrifices for a few more weeks. But the light that we've been talking about for weeks and weeks now is at hand. Today, we lift the restrictions that were put in place for the circuit breaker, and we look towards mid-June to reduce further restrictions. And then by Canada Day, we can look forward to a safe and positive summer for everyone. This is a fantastic day to be in British Columbia. The weekend is past us. Case counts are going down. Vaccinations are going up. And I'm going to ask Dr. Henry to come in and give you the details on why this is such an important first step as we go towards a restart plan that's good for everybody. Dr. Henry?